FBI, if you're listening to this.
I'm not actually condoning murder, okay? And like body mutilation.
He was
not
a giver.
But in this moment, in this story, he just wanted her to be happy and wanted to celebrate her favorite holiday with her.
Sure. Yes, exactly. Everyone, welcome back to Romancing the Monsters.
Hi guys.
I'm Em.
I'm Seff, in case you forgot about me.
Yeah, we are in fact not dead, still very much alive. So today, as per the title, I'm sure you have gathered that today is going to be our annual what is it called? Hoe-lloween?
Hoe-lloween, yeah.
It's a tradition here on Romancing the Monsters. However, it just doesn't feel right to jump into, all that without first... Are you taking a selfie to commemorate this? Like, what are you doing?
I'm taking a selfie for my shirt. But also to commemorate. By the way,
is she commemorating this?
Yes, is not with us today, but she made us these beautiful shirts and sweaters.
Yes, she did.
She's into embroidery right now.
Yeah.
Oh! It is a little bit cozy embroidery.
Oh, there you go.
And
so she has a shop. I think she's on Etsy, right? Also?
Yes, she's also
Instagram,
on Etsy.
Listen, perfect segue, right? Because there's just been a lot going on. Like I said, we did not just disappear because we didn't want to be here anymore. Seff is still taking pictures as we speak.
I just want to get the perfect photo.
She's so vain. She's still as vain as she was.
Hey.
Yes, so, oh my god, I can't take this seriously if you're just...
Okay, I'll take it later.
Anyways, so, apologies for disappearing. What's been going on with you the past couple months, Seff? I feel like you're the one that probably was not the issue. The issue is in this room, but it's not you.
I mean, well, I've just been doing the usual, working, reading, that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's about it. But yeah, no, we've just been on a break. I don't want to say why we've been on a break. It's just natural causes, like things that happen in life.
I've mentioned, I think, or if I haven't, I guess this is news. I am currently in the process of doing my master's, which means, and I'm at the part of the master's where I am currently writing my thesis. That is one of the main reasons why I have not been able to record as much or even read as much, because it's kind of taking over my life. But also... There's an episode that we recorded with G, who's been on the podcast before, if you remember. She's kind of like the fourth girl in our quartet. We recorded a quack catch up and chill with her, I want to say in April.
Oh gosh.
And if you've been keeping up with our episodes, you will have noticed that you don't know what the fuck I'm talking about right now, because it never aired. But in said episode, which, by the way, I'm still thinking of trying to put it out, even though it's like months and months old. I still do want to put it out, but I wanted us to come on here first to acknowledge that we've been gone before just releasing a very random episode that we recorded in April.
Yeah.
But in said episode, I was kind of talking about how there's this new thing in my life. Which unfortunately has taken over my life. And that thing is K-pop. So,
as it does usually, whenever you become obsessed with K-pop, it just you become obsessed.
Well, I mean, and like, let's be clear here. It's not K-pop, it's 80s. So that's a story for another day. We kind of go into it a little bit in that episode that I talked about that has not aired yet. But yeah, that's a whole thing. So just time has not been on my side the past couple months. So apologies for that. I am the main issue. I acknowledge that. It is me. I am the problem. Hi, it's me. I hate that I just did a Taylor Swift reference.
You really did.
Anywho, apologies. We didn't mean to leave you high and dry like that. So, Hoe-lloween. Now I'm just mixing
Now
everything.
you're like getting into like the ho 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 Christmas, you know?
Yeah, but it's like Hoe-lloween, so it's like a weird mix between like a weird Frankenstein between Halloween and Smutmas.
I did not read a Frankenstein book this year.
Well, there's never any books like that. Anyways, so what is Hoe-lloween? Hoe-lloween, if you're new, basically we just read a bunch, more on that later. We read fun little smutty Halloween themed stories or monster romance. Obviously it's romance and the monster, so we do tend to gravitate towards those books anyways, but we do love to, you know, put a certain emphasis on that around this time of year.
Yeah.
Hopefully it gives you a couple like little recommendations if you are yourself looking to read quick smutty books, you know, in the coming week or so before Halloween. The selection, the pickings this year, I gotta say, what is going on with that?
Very slim pickings.
Very slim pickings.
I had to go into last year's books.
I did too. Question. Again, I have been kind of gone a little bit from like social media, so I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe I just did not see those books on my social media feed. But I did not see those books. It feels like nobody has published cute little or like smutty little Halloween books this year.
To be quite honest, I went scouring. I went on social media. What helped me find books was actually just like the Kindle app. I just put in Halloween and I found some books.
I did that.
Really? And it didn't help you?
But I did it like a month ago and there was nothing. And I was like, oh, maybe they're all like coming out more close to like Halloween itself.
Right.
So yeah, so you did find some stuff then.
I found like if we're talking about like current books that came out, I would say one, and then one that I came across is a CM Nascosta book. That one came out and she promoted that one, so that's like mainly the only one that I saw that was monster fucking for Halloween.
Yeah, sorry.
No, I said unless we're not looking in the right places, or maybe we're not as tech savvy as we thought we were. I don't know if there is.
Or topic for another discussion at some point, is monster romance on its way out?
Don't say that.
I don't know, because I have to say, I don't want to get into it, but I have seen or noticed quite a few monster romance authors kind of make a move towards like contemporary and dark romance.
Really?
Well, I say quite a few. Like, let's not exaggerate here. I saw some. Like one or two. But
okay. Okay.
But like, I don't know. Maybe it's not as popular as it was. I feel like dark romance especially is having its moment right now because of TikTok. I am getting into this conversation I said I wasn't going to get into, but...
You're right. So first was monster romance, and then monster romance has started to become a bit like really tame. And then, so maybe it is phasing out. But now it's dark romance, and dark romance has made, like you said, a resurgence.
Obviously, it's not going to disappear because it never was gone. Like, it was always there.
Right.
It will always be there.
Yeah.
But maybe it's a good thing. Maybe it's going to cleanse the genre a little bit. Because like you said, it was becoming very tame, very samey, very safe, very, like, unexciting.
Yeah.
And I feel like... Oh, and that's the other thing I didn't mention. I've been in a massive reading slump. Like... a massive reading slump the past couple months. I have read the equivalent. If we exclude the books that I read for today, I think, not exaggerating, I read a grand total. Drum roll, please. Of 2 books in the past 6 months. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. I've been reading smutty little books, but like books, like actual like novels. 2 max. And ask me if I liked them.
Did you like them?
I love that you actually asked me. Eh.
I feel like this year
there's that.
It's been a bit of an year for me too. Like, I think last year I read a lot, and this year I'm struggling to reach my Goodreads goal of 85. So I don't know. I feel like maybe it's just something going on.
Yeah. But again, like, part of that was also when I got into my slump, I was already kind of like feeling like monster romance just wasn't very exciting at that time.
Well, you've read worms, fucking humans, so
we don't need to talk about that.
I feel like everything is going to be tame after that.
I am the flesh embodiment of curiosity killed the cat. Okay. Like, I am that phrase. That phrase is me.
Maybe that was a story that, like, stopped you from reading. That was the book that you're like,
no, that was like a year and a half ago.
Okay, never mind then.
That was in my peak of reading, actually.
Yeah, man, you were reading everything.
I was like, worms. Yes, let's try the worms. Why not? Some things. Do you ever get that? No, probably don't, because you don't read as weird stuff as like I truly dive into the gross stuff.
You do.
Sometimes I do catch myself daydreaming about some of the, not daydreaming, but like suddenly remembering something I've read, and I'm like, it doesn't feel real, and I'm like, why did I do that?
I have a question. So we're getting really off topic here. I know it's supposed to be what is it? Hoe-lloween?
Well, who cares? We barely read any books, so we gotta fill the time here, okay?
So, like you said, curiosity killed the cat. In this case, do you go searching for it, or does it find you? And when it finds you,
me.
or you find it, what about it makes you want to read it?
Curiosity, like, it finds me, okay? Which should be studied, truly. Like, that is a phenomenon that should be studied, that I should question about myself. Why do these books find me? It's just, I can't, like, you know me. Mm-hmm. I'm not good with a mystery, okay? I hate mysteries. If I have a question, I need the answer immediately. I will look for the answer until I have it.
Yeah.
And it's kind of that. It's kind of like every time I stumble upon or across, like, a concept that I've never read before, or a kink that I've never read before, and I'm like, what do you mean by that? Especially the very wild, gross stuff. I'm like, but wait, what do you mean by that?
Yeah.
I must find out. What do you mean by that? How is that gonna play in? Like, how are you gonna do that? It's kind of like, I haven't read it yet, but that book with the doorknob. What do you mean by that? You know what I mean? Like, I see stuff like that, and I'm like, but what does it mean? How is that gonna work? I need to find out. How do you fucking doorknob? It's that.
Okay.
It's that every single time.
So, like, it keeps you up at night until you read it, and then
and then it satisfies my curiosity, and like, why the fuck did I really? And like, months and months afterwards, I'm like, I should seek a doctor.
You know what? We don't kink shame here. I was just questioning and curious.
I don't kink shame myself, quite frankly, but that's not kinks. That's just
curiosity.
It's just because, like I said, I am reading that shit with a straight face. I'm just like reading it, and I'm like, oh, okay, so that's how. Like, okay, you got your answer. Good for you. Like,
you know what? It's the scholar in you.
You got your answer and bonus trauma.
Yes. I can't say I was ever curious enough to read about some of the things you read about, but all the power to you, because you know what? You actually share a lot of it with us, and then that just...
Girl, I do not share even half of it with you.
Well, you share the ones that, I don't know if it's like your most tame ones. I don't know. Or is it the most obscure ones? I don't know. Whatever you do,
I will out myself right now. I once read a book where it was one girl in a big ass room with 100 guys.
Damn.
For the curiosity, I just needed to know. What do you mean 100 guys? Like, how is that gonna go down?
How did it go down?
Well, taking turns. Which I was kind of disappointed by, because I was like, you got 100 dudes, and this is a smutty, like, 23-page book. And you're gonna tell me that all holes are not gonna be used at the same time? You got 100 guys to go through, like, quickly, efficient. Like, what? No, it was one after the other. like I was like, no.
In like one place? Not all three?
Yeah. Not all three at the same time. No. Well, I mean, if you're into that. But, like, I meant, like, this girl has multiple entries, and yet it was just the one at a time. Like, one guy at it. I was like, come on.
That's a little underwhelming.
You're wasting time here. Like, if we're gonna do this, we're gonna do this. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
no, she failed, in my opinion. She failed the challenge.
We're really off topic now. Okay.
So, Hoe-lloween. Oh my god, why do I keep saying Hoe-lloween?
I have no idea.
I mean, with how things have been going, truly, the next episode might be Smutmas.
Shut up. No. We're not letting so much time pass until Smutmas.
So you read quite a few books, right?
I did. I mean, I read 4.
Wow, okay.
And they're little novellas. They're quite short.
And I read 2. So.
You're adding 2 more to the 2 you've already read this year, so that equals to 4.
So, sorry about that. But again, slim pickings, not our fault. And slump, so.
Yeah.
Alright, so if you have 4, then I feel like you should start.
Okay. So the first one, I don't know if you've read it, it's Hoe-lloween Spirit, A Date with Death by Latrexa Nova.
Oh.
So I think this one came out, I think it was last year. Let me double check. Last year, yes. So October of 2022. So this one, very on brand with this type of story. She is going to a party. She's horny AF.
Sorry. It's always that. It's
Right?
every single Halloween book.
Yeah.
She's going to a party. Something goes wrong. She ends up out in the night at, wrong time, wrong place, or right time, right place, if you want to see it that way. And then banging ensues.
In my case this year, it was more so like going to a party to get fucked.
Oh, she was going there. Okay. Well, I mean, same. There's always
Yeah.
the Halloween party thing.
Anyways, she sees the Grim Reaper and she thinks this guy is like in a costume. She just sets her eyes on that and she's like, that's who I want to fuck. I don't care who's under that mask. I don't care what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
She even like goes as far as like lifting up her shirt. Like it's like she's trying everything to catch this man. She really wanted to bone the bone man. Anyways, so then he decides, he's like, whoa, wait, I'm feeling arousal for like the first time. What's going on? And he becomes obsessed with wanting to fuck her too. But he's there actually going to reap a soul. But that gets sidetracked.
Somebody died at the party?
Someone was supposed to die at the party. I think he does die in the end. Yeah, I think his ghost, yeah, anyways, he dies, but that doesn't happen till later. But they end up in a closet, and then they start fucking. And then, so his cock was pretty intense, like, let me tell you. So it's like
it was not a bone?
It actually was some bones.
Oh, it was?
But trust me, hold on, let me try to explain it. It was hard to visualize, which is why, it's not getting the full 5 candy corns. But okay. His little appendage, no, it wasn't little, sorry. It was quite big.
Huge.
Had it was like the author described it as like a bone cage with like nubs, and it's like, so like the bones are like around
like a cock?
Yeah.
Cage? But made out of bones?
Basically, that's how I envisioned it.
What?
But he can still like fuck her with it, and like he feels things with it. And
so wait, it's hollow in the middle? Like
no, it's an actual like. So the dick is like, I guess it's being held up. I don't know, by the cage, whatever. Anyways,
so he wait, pause. He has a flesh appendage, but the flesh appendage is in said cock cage that's made out of bones.
But I think it's like something that grew out of him after he became a reaper. Like I think it's a part of him, like his appendage is a part of him. Like he it's hard to, I don't know how to explain it. This is why I didn't get the full 5 candy corns. Anyways, so it's like, so it comes out of like, I have to draw a diagram, don't I? So it comes out, so like I guess the base, it comes out of like there, and it like goes all the way to the tip, but there's like nubs and everything. So it's a part of him, but it's around his member, as you put it. And anyways, so once it goes in, it's like pretty, like it hits all the right places, obviously.
But isn't it a bit hard?
Yeah, it just like really stretches her out, you know. Anyways, so what another plus, I guess, about this cock cage thing is that he, I think, finishes before her, and it holds him up basically to help her finish. So hey, he's looking out for the girls. The thing is, we read anyways.
But why? Like, why though? I would like to talk to Latrexa Nova, ask why this design, because it could have just been a bone dick, you know what I mean? Like, why?
To be quite honest, I could just be misinterpreting everything that happened, but I read that and I was like, okay, I kind of can envision like a little, like, I guess like arms like extending past like the base, like, and just like causing like little ridges and bumps.
I also think because of the podcast, we think about these things a lot. Like,
right?
I don't know about you, but when it comes up in a book, you're like, I'm actually paying attention here. I'm trying to figure
for these
this out.
books, yes.
But I feel like most people would just like not think about it that hard, probably.
Yeah. Anyways,
pun intended.
Things happen. They decide. Well, he decides that that's his mate. He's not leaving her. I don't really recall how it ends, besides like the ghost watching them fuck again.
The guy that died at the party that he was.
The guy died at the party, and then he's watching them fuck.
And he didn't join.
Oh no!
He didn't go out with a bang.
He went out with a bang, but not a bang with them.
But not that bang. Okay.
No, not that bang. Another bang.
Sad.
Anyways, so I gave it like a 2.5 candy corns because, like I said, it was really hard.
Right, we're doing candy corns. Forgot to say that. Yeah.
It was really hard to picture what it looked like, and he didn't really do much with it. I think it's also because this is the first person he decided to have, you know, intercourse with. Ew, I said intercourse. What the hell is this? Anyways, so 2.5, maybe 3.
I mean, yeah, because it's not enough to have an original looking dick. Is it actually doing is it actually doing anything interesting, or is it just looking fancy and funky for no reason? And B, at least for me, my other criteria is, does it actually make sense? Right? Because like sometimes authors will have like a furry werewolf, but then they'll give him like an alien looking dick, and you're like, it doesn't make sense with the lore. It doesn't make sense with the being itself. Like, it has to make sense, right?
Right.
So that's how I tend to rate things. Is like, is it actually being used in, you know, interesting ways and doing interesting things? And does it actually make sense?
And I can add a third criteria.
We take this very seriously.
Unless it goes with your first one. But, like, are they using it well? Like, to the best of its ability.
But that's like, was the sex good, right? Like, that's...
Basically, yeah.
So you're sticking with 2.5
2.5, 3-ish candy
It was
corns.
Ambiguous, right?
Yeah.
Ambiguous.
Yeah. But I think, like, the writing is always fun. Latrexa Nova knows how to, you know, write quick smut. But yeah.
For sure. So do you want me to go next, or since you have 4, you do 2, I do 2.
Sure.
You do 2 again, or something like that?
Sure. Okay, so next one, I'm just debating which one I should do. You know what? Let's just do this. Okay, so I did end up reading Hoe-lloween by Nascosta. So in there were 2 short stories. I will say I read I think about 3 Nascosta books, and I will say this was the most like gritty, like
was
smutty,
it dark?
and kind of dark, but more so the second story than the first. I don't know if it was intended to be as dark as it was, but the way I took it, I took it as something really dark. So 2 short stories. First one, honestly, it was great. So basically, it is set in Sleepy Hollow. Hold on, I'm losing my voice.
We're so not used to this anymore.
I have my tea ready, but it's not helping right now.
Vocal cord training is a thing. Let me tell you that much. If you have a podcast, you know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Our voices get tired.
Sorry, Sleepy Hollow. Ichabod Crane is a school, is it headmaster? He's something. He just like runs the school, I think. Anyways, so he's talking about like all the head he gets, blah 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 blah, because like boring
Wait,
housewives.
what?
I know it was pretty intense. I was like, so where are we going with this? Anyways, next thing you know,
How do we start with headmaster and all the head he gets? I mean, I guess that there's a pun in there.
yeah, I think so. Anyways, so Sleepy Hollow, it humans live there, but also like headless horsemen live there. So it's like more than just one.
There's a community of them.
Sorry?
Okay.
Yeah, there's like
there's a little, okay.
Yeah. So Ichabod Crane, he does what he does. He goes to like I think it's like polo or something. He goes to this club, like this fitness club. And then
Headless horseman polo. Love that for them.
right? They got a sport for everyone.
They don't have to be worried about, injuries to the head.
Exactly. Maybe
Receiving
the
a
other
ball
head,
to the
but
head.
not that head.
Right.
Anyways, he's, had a day. He decides to go to the locker room to shower, things like that, until he hears some things. And he looks over past the corner and he sees 2 headless horsemen giving themselves head with their head.
Oh.
It was pretty descriptive, and I was like, whoa.
Wait, as in like together but by themselves, or
You think they switched heads? See, I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think they switched heads. I think it was they used their own heads to give head.
or just the equivalent of like 2 guys rubbing one next to each other, like
Yeah. Yeah.
were they okay?
That's what I got. Anyways, so rightfully so, Ichabod Crane is like, whoa. That's, a lot. And he's obviously, attracted to it. But we find out that one of the guys is like a rival of his, and I think it was because they play this like the same sport, but like the other one always wins. Anyways, I forgot his first name, but he goes by Bones. Weeks pass. I'm like trying to like summarize it without spoiling a lot. But anyways, week passed. I forgot how many weeks. Anyways, he goes back in to the locker room, and then he sees, their heads are, I believe, put up somewhere, and then they be, fucking each other. And then he like sees his rival, get fucked. And so because of that, he's like, whoa. It's just like, it was just such a wild ride, pun intended. Anyways, things happen. Rival was like, I know you've been watching us. Next time, don't just watch, join, or leave, whatever.
Damn.
So anyways, things happen. He bets that he would lose the game or win the game, whatever. If Ichabod Crane loses the game, he gets fucked. If he wins the game, he gets fucked in the head.
Damn.
Anyways, pretty intense. Things happen. He gets in the middle of he actually wasn't in the middle. It was Bones in the middle. But anyways, he gets what he wants. Happy story. Great. It was all great. It was really intense. I don't know where to go with this.
Okay. So this was MM.
It was MMM. But I will say Ichabod Crane was like kind of trying to court is it Katrina Van Tassel? So like she's like, you've read the Sleepy Hollow myth, right? Like the story?
I have not.
Okay, so like she's basically like the female, I guess, in the story. But then he sees that she is getting railed by the head and Bones. So he's like, wow, this man gets like the sport that I love, the body, and he gets the girl that I want. Sucks. Anyways, cut to the next short story in this, duology. It's pretty wild. This is where it gives me a pause because I was a bit confused. So the story is Katrina Van Tassel.
Wait, how many candy corns for the first one?
Oh, I would say 4, maybe 5.
Okay.
It was just like a big schlong times 2. But it was the head, what they do with the head. Anyways, second story was where things got confused because she was very specific. So CM Nascosta at the end of the first book said this Ichabod Crane, Bones, and Katrina Van Tassel will return on her Patreon. In this book, we have Katrina Van Tassel and Bones and the original Headless Horseman. So I was a bit confused because it's the same character names. I don't recall. I don't know if they were the same characters. But then Bones in this story had his head. So I was kind of confused what was going on. And if so, why release it together if they're two separate stories?
Could it be like a prequel?
That's the thing. I don't know. I don't think so, because at the end of the story, so basically, Katrina is very much like, she's like, she works at the school. She tutors kids on the side. As she's like riding back and forth to the house, and the house that she's staying at, she encounters the Headless Horseman, and she hears of the myth of, like, you know, the Headless Horseman. He rides the whole night to find a head to. He's just looking for his head, and she decides that maybe she can give him head. Anyways, things happen, and she decides that she wants him, and he only becomes, like, I guess, tangible, like touchable, a few days before Halloween, and then after that he just, like, you know, rests again till the next October. Anyways, I'm doing a really bad, like, job of describing what's going on, but what happens is that she kind of has like a situationship going on with this Bones guy, but he has a head, and, like, it's kind of presumed that, you know, eventually she'll probably marry him. But she's very much, like, enthralled by this Headless Horseman. Even though he doesn't talk, he has obviously no head to communicate with. He becomes tangible, and, like, they start fucking, and it's pretty intense. But then she comes up with this whole plan by the next Halloween that she's gonna get him a head, like an actual head. And then the only way that she could do that is if she kind of sacrifices Bones, which she does in the end. So basically this guy dies. So he dies, and then this Headless Horseman guy gets his head. So now I'm confused. I'm like, does he become the horseman from the first story? Or does he, once he has a head, is it permanently on him? Because once he has it on, that was kind of it. Like, he, like, had the head on and it wasn't coming off. It didn't seem like it was coming off. But yeah, anyways, that was my main confusion. Besides that, smut was great. Very descriptive. Like, it was great. Our Headless Horseman was killing people left and right because, you know, he wants that head. Not that head, but, like, the head on top of his shoulders.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I'd give this one maybe like a 2-3 candy canes because of the confusion, and also there wasn't really much there besides Big Dick. Like, that was it.
So the first one is definitely the better one.
Yes, I personally think so, but I think I was in the minority because I went to read reviews, and people seem to prefer the second story more so than the first one.
Interesting.
Yeah, but I will say first story was really, really different than what I'm used to from CM Nascosta.
All right. So, like I said, I only read 2. So, I'm not gonna lie. Well, you'll see.
Okay, let's see.
So the first one I read is kind of on theme with what you just talked about.
Mm-hmm.
It's called Jack's Head by Siggy Shade.
Oh, I wanted to read that one.
Right. This book.
Oh gosh.
Well, I mean, no, I'm. It's not a big deal. It's just, let's just say there's a lot of use of unexpected props. Let's just put it that way.
Like what?
Okay. So the story begins. The heroine, she's headed to, you guessed it, a Halloween party. She's going there with, like, her new fiance, and he's like, come up with me, I've got a surprise for you.
Yeah.
So she goes up with him to, like, some room in the house that they're at, and when she gets in the room, his 2 uncles are there, and she's like, why? And then her fiance starts telling her that I guess he's, like, some rich guy that's part of, like, some sort of, like, family legacy type thing.
Yeah.
Anyways, he starts telling her that because she's not the prettiest, the richest, the most, like, beneficial for his family, that she must, like, prove to his uncles that
Are they hot
she's
uncles?
the right match. Huh?
Are they hot uncles?
No.
Oh, Okay.
It was kind of headed in the direction I was like, oh, but then I was like, no. Basically, what he wants her to do and what his uncles want her to do is give them head. Like, she's supposed to give them head, prove her skills
Oh.
and worth for her fiance. Yeah,
Okay,
it was one of those. So obviously she's like, fuck that shit. Let's not get married. Fuck you. I'm leaving. So she leaves, and like as she's leaving, he's like, if you don't do this, the marriage is like the engagement is like broken, and like if you go out there right now, like I won't protect you, but like the headless horseman guy is like running around. What do we call them? Headless highwaymen in the story is what they call it. Huh?
Is it set in a different time?
No, I didn't get that.
Oh, okay.
Well, to be honest, I do not know. Maybe.
Okay.
I wasn't really paying attention to that, but it didn't feel that way to me. Anyways, so she leaves his ass and she goes out into the night and she's like, what the fuck ever? And obviously she gets kidnapped by said headless highwayman. Who is very, as you said, like very vengeful, and like he's always killing people, searching and seeking for his, lost head and whatever. Well, he's got like a pumpkin one in the meantime, obviously, like a fiery pumpkin one.
Sorry, I just want to say, it took me this long to realize why we carve faces out of jack-o'-lanterns.
Oh my god, is that why?
I didn't know that until I read the Nascosta book and they mentioned it. I was like, wait, is this why we give pumpkin faces? So that we, like, confuse the headless horseman? I did not know that.
So he gives her basically, like, an ultimatum. He's like, well, if you don't want to die, prove yourself, impress me with your skills.
Wait,
and this
how
girl,
is he...
mind you, she just... Huh?
How is he speaking? Through the pumpkin head?
Through his pumpkin face, yeah.
Okay.
Mind you, this girl just left the party because she didn't want to suck dick. But now she's like, but maybe this dick, though.
Okay.
As one does,
As one
it's
does.
how it usually goes.
Who wants boring human uncle dick? Ugh.
Right. Just suck pumpkin dick instead. Anyways, so he's like, suck my dick, impress me, I might let you live. So she's like, challenge accepted.
I love these books.
So, he's normal looking, unfortunately. He's just big, but he's very normal looking.
What is that? So headless horsemen just have, like, big dicks? Like, that's it? I guess. They're human, right? They died human, but they're looking for their heads.
Yes, but the average man does not have a huge dick, so it's
true.
Still a mystery.
That is very true.
If I was a man with a big dick, I'd be very worried I would be about to become a headless highwayman or horseman, because it seems like their luck is not on their side.
Yeah.
But anyways, so fun is had, but I was very like weirded out. He has no cum. He comes, but there's nothing.
But he's dead, so I guess
why?
Realistically speaking, why would he have bodily fluids?
So why can he get hard, which is blood, which if he's dead, he wouldn't even have that. But he does. But he doesn't have cum.
Birth control. Nature is birth control.
Yeah, natural birth control. We don't want little tiny headless horsemen running around, do we?
Oh gosh.
So obviously it doesn't stop there. He's like, well, you could do this, we could do that, blah, blah, blah. Like, spend the rest of your night with me. Be mine until whatever. Because, like, he's gonna fade away into the night until, like, the following year or whatnot. Mm-hmm. Whatever. Here's where the props begin.
Let's hear it.
They make their grand entrance.
Okay.
The first prop is before fucking her, which she's like, please fuck me. And I'm like, yes, girl. We're on the same page. Like, let's get to it. But he's like, no. First, before I fuck you, you're gonna fuck the handle of an axe.
Damn.
I was like, why?
Okay.
So this girl had a whole piece of wood shoved into her.
Oh, the splinters.
Well, we're hoping it wasn't splintery, but...
Can I say one thing?
Yeah.
Okay, so our girl in the CM Nascosta book also decided to put wood up there, but instead of just like putting the wood up there, she like melted candle wax and like covered it
Covered
first
it?
before she put it in. So hey,
Well, this axe was not, did not receive any such treatment. It was just shoved up there, with a prayer that everything would be fine.
oh
I
my gosh.
guess.
Okay.
So yeah, so he does that with the axe. And then that's not enough.
Yeah.
We got 2 holes. Well, we got 3, really, but we got 2 holes.
Uh-huh.
And this guy has got 2 guns.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. And like they were, how did he call it? Like something like double,
Barrel?
yeah, double barreled guns or something like that, which I'm guessing means like 2, like it's, right?
Isn't it like the two
Yeah, like
and then
that.
it's just
My gun knowledge is poor,
I know, I
to
can
say the
see what
least,
it looks
but
like, so I'm picturing it very wide.
he was like, well, you fucked the axe. Now you're gonna fuck the guns.
Were they loaded?
1 in each. Yeah, well, yeah, there's something about that. Like, I don't remember what he says, but it is mentioned whether or not they're loaded. Anyways, so she did that because, she was kind of desperate for it at that point.
Yeah.
So she did that. Apparently, the trigger was hidden some type of way as well. So there was that. I was just like, what? Why? But, I don't question it in that case.
Oh,
just
let
like,
her
okay.
have a blast.
Happy to be here, I guess, which is what makes me question when you ask like what time period. That's the part that makes me question that, because I'm like, I don't know, this feels Western to me for some reason. Like, I'm like, what man is just walking around with an axe and 2 guns like that?
Well, I mean, it all depends on how long he's been dead, right?
Right. And then it doesn't stop there. I mean, the props do stop there. Well, do they? Because then they decide to extend their night, because then the axe wasn't enough, the guns weren't enough. He's like, you're gonna be my pony.
Sorry. What?
So then throwing in pony play, like the whole shebang, okay, the whole outfit, the whole accessories, the butt plug with the tail, everything.
Where did he find this?
And the breeding kink as well, where he's like, basically he like attached her so she could move, and then he was gonna like breed her, but I was like, boy, you ain't got no cum, so like, how's that?
How is
like,
that
I guess,
gonna work, sir?
but I guess we don't worry about that. But like, yeah, anyway, listen, I do not know, okay? I was along for the ride, quite literally. But I cannot tell you why these things have made it into this headless highwayman story, but okay.
I'm just caught up on pony kink. I didn't know that. I didn't.
You know what else I was caught up on? He mentions, like, he makes a point of saying that he's never found, like, a lady friend to have this with, yet when he takes her to his place, he's got all the toys. He's got everything just laid out, and I was like, well, I mean, if you've always been so thirsty for vengeance and revenge and death, why you got time to collect all of this?
Okay, my
Question
question
mark?
was, yes, how does he have the stuff? How are they ready to go, for that? And that same night. So he had it. Okay.
I don't have answers for that.
How would you rate
But
it?
do we care? I also don't know. Listen, I will give it a solid 3.5.
Okay.
Because it's a bit random.
Mm-hmm.
It's a bit random. But the author didn't just like try to make the dick interesting for no reason. Not that the dick was really used, because the emphasis in the book was really not on the dick,
It was
obviously.
on the wood, but not his wood.
It was on everything else. Literally everything else that can be shoved into the whole was prioritized in this case. and I kind of don't dislike that. So, like 3.5,
Okay.
like, he did his thing. Listen, again, back to the beginning of this episode, I've read a lot of gross shit. I've read a lot of weird shit. Pony play is, like, literally not. It's nothing to me now.
Yeah.
It's nothing to me now. So that was that story. The other one, I will start by saying I wasn't a fan of this one.
Oh, okay.
But let me explain why. Because
What's the book first?
sometimes... Oh, sorry. It's Grimm by Layla Fae.
Mm.
Do you ever find yourself reading a book and you think, what is this premise? Because it kind of feels like the author had a hat with a bunch of random words on pieces of paper, and they were just kind of like pulling shit out of the hat and like had to integrate whatever they picked into the story. It's one of those. So you have this girl, she was married and then she got divorced, and then after her divorce she has her whole like, oh, I'm gonna get a bakery thing. That's for some reason very hallmark of her, like just divorce means I get a bakery, I guess. Anyways, so she has this bakery and she hears about this woman that lives out in the woods in the mountains by herself who has apparently the best chocolate cake recipe.
Sorry.
Like, do you already see how random this is? Like, why? But anyways.
It's honestly these Halloween books, like you're like, why? But it just works for the story. Anyways, continue.
So she's like, oh, I must go and find her. So actually she manages to contact this woman, and the woman is like, well, I'll give you my recipe, but you have to come and you have to come alone. So the girl's like, all right, packing my bags, hiking right now. So she goes off into the woods, into the mountains, and basically random. She sees a baby goat like in distress for whatever reason, and this girl's like, I must climb down to this baby goat and help it out. Why? I don't know.
As one does, you're in the forest.
But like, why are we now hiking in the woods for a chocolate cake recipe, and then some random goat, and like she gets to the goat but the goat is gone. She's like, oh, this goat tricked me. And so she's like, I'll try to climb up again. If I went down, I can go back up. And then as she's doing that, she like loses her footing or whatnot, and then she starts like tumbling to her death. Again, I'm like, we could have just like gone with girl likes hiking, goes hiking, sees baby goat, loses her footing, dies. Like, the whole chocolate thing did not need to make an appearance whatsoever. But anyway,
it gave her a personality.
Did it?
She's a baker and she wants the best chocolate cake recipe.
Ask me if I care. So she tumbles to her death and she's like, somebody help me.
Was she dead?
Not yet, I guess. She was like
on the cusp,
about to die or whatever. Yeah. And then she's like, somebody help me. And this voice is heard. He's like, I will, or something like that. And turns out,
southern accent.
Why? I don't know.
I will.
Why is it only on here that I turn southern for some reason? It's like having a mic in my face makes me turn southern. I don't know.
Anyway, sorry, I keep cutting you off. I'm so sorry. I'll shut up. Go.
It's totally fine. So yeah, so he's like, oh, I'll help you. Listen, do we really care what happens next? Basically, he's the Grim Reaper. Obviously, he's come to collect her because she's dying. But he's like, if you suck my dick... if you suck my dick and you consume my cum, you will be made immortal.
Oh!
Well, actually, that's not true. First, he's like, well, you only have like 15 minutes left of your life here, so I must take you to my realm or whatnot, because he's like, over there time is stopped, so like you can live there for a little bit longer. But once they get there, he's like, but you can actually only exist here for like an hour, so like you must consume my cum and like become immortal or you will die, because you have to go back, but once you go back you will die. Yes. Question in the audience.
So her body, like he has to take her physically or her spirit?
I mean, I guess she was they're fully.
But then if she's all broken up
question
because she's dying, she can't really give him head, can she?
Well, I mean, I guess she wasn't that close to death, really, because she was having a full-on conversation. That is also one thing I did not understand. I was like, how is this girl on the brink of death if she has time to talk about giving Grim Reaper head?
So maybe it was just
Who
her
knows?
like soul that went, not like, I don't know. Anyways, I don't know why I'm going
I
into
guess they were in
logistics.
like a different plane of existence, so maybe it is like her spirit that traveled. Or
Yeah,
whatnot,
sorry, her
whatever.
spirit. Yeah.
So yeah, so she's like, okay, I'll suck your dick.
Twist my arm,
So
why
she
don't
does. So she does.
Is it special?
And she becomes, well, so it's chocolate flavored.
That's the thing with is it Layla Fae?
Yeah.
All of her like monster dick has flavored cum.
But okay, so my understanding is it's purple.
Oh,
Yeah, why? I do not know, but it was purple.
okay.
And it had what she describes as 3 hard spines, and then chocolate flavored cum.
So she wasn't using his chocolate tasting cum to bake anything, like in what is it?
If she did, I have no memory of that, but I would not put it past Layla Fae because she was the one with the cookies, right?
Yes, yes.
The dick cookies.
Yes. No, not dick. Cum
I'll
cookies.
never forget that. Cum cookies?
Yeah.
Why? What is Layla Fae? What is the thing with penises and bakery and baked goods?
Maybe she's a baker. Sorry, I'm not laughing. I'm just like, you never know. Maybe she is.
But I do want to know though, because like nothing. Well, I was gonna say nothing about Halloween screams chocolate to me, but then again,
Candy.
I guess for some people it would. But for me, I've never been the chocolate candy type person. I'm like the candy type person.
Okay.
So, anyways, so yeah, it just like that. Okay.
Okay. Okay. So by the end, sorry, did you finish like with the storytelling?
Yeah, the rest is a blur, to be perfectly honest. I was just like, huh?
So by the
Okay.
end, do they like end up together? Is she just immortal? Like,
No, yeah, they do, because she's, like, basically immortal now. So they do, like, have their happy ever after together. But it was too random to me. And this is one of those cases of, like, why did it have to be purple and have 3 hard spines? Not that it was even that interesting in the moment, to be honest. So, but, like, why? Like, that feels more alien to me than, like, Grim Reaper.
that's true. I feel like Grim Reapers in mythology or whatever, they're more so just like humans that are being punished, right? Isn't that what it is?
Well, I mean, I guess, but like physically speaking, I kind of see it more as like skeleton-like,
Okay, yeah.
right? Like a dead sort of being. But like, what about that screams purple? I don't know. Also, I wasn't sure if like purple was her way of saying like when they're like, oh, his dick was angry red. Like, I don't know if that was her way of saying like it's purple, like it is,
Like,
or it's literally purple. Like, I don't know.
oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
Truly, I would give this like 1.5 candy canes.
No, that's
if
fair.
even that.
Okay,
I wasn't a fan.
all right. Moving on.
Moving on.
So my third book that I read was Hoe-lloween Mating by Kyra Keys.
Ooh, I do not know this one.
This is actually an alien romance.
Oh.
Yeah. So it starts off with our girl, Samantha, going to a Halloween party. Wanting that dick. Anyways, so she's like,
You know what we should do? Next Halloween, we should take a drink, like take a sip, have like some alcoholic beverage with us.
yeah.
And take a sip every time a girl goes to a party and something happens.
Yeah. Although in this case, she just really wants to fuck.
Well, that's what you said about the first girl.
I know.
Remember?
Yeah. So I feel like that was a common theme, literally in 3 out of the 4 books that I read. The next book, the last book, is pretty much the same thing too. She's like, I'm going all out. She's like, I'm gonna wear this white night dress, silky night dress, and crotchless panties, because that's what people do. And she's like, all right, I'm ready to go. So basically what happens is that our alien guy, we find out, so humans know of aliens, and they started trading with I think it's Bolans. I don't know what they're called. I think that's how you pronounce it. Anyway, they're a species of alien. They trade with Earth, and apparently these aliens can go through like human training, so they learn how to interact with humans, and through that they also learn like the human mating habits and like what they dislike, how to treat them during that time. So our guy Eric's was like, I don't want to, like, I'm too mindful of humans. I'm looking for a mate. I don't really want to just, like hit and run.
He's looking to commit.
Exactly. And our girl, Samantha, very much isn't looking to commit. She just, wants a fun time. Anyways, him and his friend they have a meeting they need to attend to. And then the next day they are going back to their planet. So they go to this place where it so happens that the party is going, like it's happening there too. They're looking for this guy named Paul. I don't know who Paul is. He's probably like a business partner. I don't know, but they can't find Paul. So they decide to split up, and Eric's decides to look, I think it was, I don't know, part of the house for this Paul. Instead he runs into Samantha, and Samantha is like, if I have a dream, and my dream is to fuck an alien at least once in my life.
You, to be honest.
And you,
if aliens ever arrived here,
and you don't even pretend.
Because I keep saying this. Seff still has this delusion that if aliens are real, which they are, what am I talking about? They are, that they're gonna be hot. I keep saying yes, I would fuck an alien. However, I do not think that the aliens that are real are looking like, crispy. You know what I mean?
No, I like to joke. I don't think the aliens that we read about are the aliens that will, somehow make an appearance in our world. I think, no, they're not going to be hot aliens. I know that for a fact. Let me live in the fantasy, okay?
My point stands, though. This is you.
Okay, anyways. So she's like, yeah, I sadly will never be able to, but, she's got a collection of like alien dildos, but she doesn't have one for this species of alien. Wow. Because no one has the information on how it actually looks.
Is she like, let me make a mold of that?
No. She's just like, forever hoping and like waiting. Anyways, things happen. She bumps into this guy and she's like, ooh, this is a great alien costume. Like, oh my gosh. And lo and behold, he feels this mating bond snap into place. And he's like, oh my gosh, This human is my mate. And then she's like, yeah, let's get this going. Things happen, in the storage room.
Poor guy is like, oh my God, I just found my life partner. This is the commitment I've been looking for. Meanwhile, this girl's like, get the dick out.
Literally.
And get it in me. Right now.
Literally. But I will say she was low-key drunk, so she knocked out soon after. They go back to her place. She wakes up, and then she's like, holy shit, you're actually an alien. Like, what the hell? But she's like, I'm not mad about it. Can we actually do it again?
Oh, wait, so they do it while she's under the influence.
Yes. Anyways, so he's like, I'm a very dominant guy. My species is very dominant.
Okay.
And he's like, are you okay with that? And she's like, hell yes. I've been submissive my whole life, but I never had the opportunity to practice this. Anyways, so basically it's intense. There's a lot of degradation. There's a lot of like name play, primal play, breeding. It's pretty great.
How long is this book?
It was only 76 pages, but like I ate all of it up. So basically just focused on like the smut.
8 left, no crumbs.
Just focused on the smut, and then it glossed over like their happy period and just ended with like another smut scene. What I wanted to say about this, there's also edging. I forgot to mention that. Anyway, so it still like balances the line of like good plot / like good smut, and like we get him like actually telling her like what this bond is and like what it means to him, and she's like, hell no, I don't want this. But like slowly, like I like that it was like done in a way that like it wasn't instant, but like you can see her starting to accept it and like kind of like feeling it herself, and then it just flashes forward, yeah, to like a year later. But like the way that it was done, it felt like a complete cohesive story, and I really appreciated that.
Especially in 76 pages, like that's difficult to do.
Exactly. And like I wasn't feeling like, oh my gosh, like ugh, this is moving too quickly, or like it's not descriptive enough. I didn't get that. I honestly felt like they're, yeah, like I mean, I think I'm actually curious about this world because I know she does. She has her main series is kind of touched upon in this. So basically, the main girl watches like this dating game, and it's like an alien dating game. So like her main series is about this dating game that kind of seems interesting. So we'll see. Anyways, her writing was interesting. It was a good introduction to this new to me author. That being said, I would probably give the special day. Oh, I didn't even talk about it. So basically,
no, you did not.
Obviously massive. He's got ridges that, like, of course, hits the right spots. He's blue, by the way, and he just seems like he knows what he's doing. So I think I'd give him a 4.5.
Good.
Yeah,
good.
because he's very like he was really all about her pleasure, and as they are, but I don't know. It seemed like a fun dick. All right, last book was pretty intense.
Ooh.
It's Carving for Cara by Melissa Sherry and LeeAnn.
Oh, I was gonna read that.
Really?
Yeah. I didn't, but I was gonna read that.
So it came out this year.
That's the one book I found. The one, the only one.
March. It was like
what?
It was dark.
Do I have to read this one?
It was dark. You should read it.
There was that one, Carving for Cara, and Scream for Us was the other one I was hoping to read.
Yeah. So this one, it does suffer from like intense insta love on his end, but I think it kind of fits his character because he's very single-minded.
Is it like in a like obsessive kind of way? Like stalkerish way?
Yeah.
Okay.
Obsessive stalkerish, but like as soon as he sees her, he's like, that's my woman and I'll do whatever it takes to have her. He doesn't care what happens. That's it for him. And that like he's also it for her, no questions asked. Like she can't even like say no. So basically it starts off with like this girl, you know, she going to a party, but before they go to a party, her and her friend, she's like, yeah, I am still, you know, my ex is still my fuck buddy, but like I need to move on from him. So I don't really want to go to this party that I know he's going to be at, but I guess I'll go. But during this conversation, she and her friend are at this coffee shop, and she locks eyes with like this really hot guy who we obviously find out that he's a hacker for the CIA, I believe. But like he's there on a case working on catching the cartel leader that killed his father. It's not important to the story. But anyways, he locks eyes with her.
Also feels like a conflict of interest if he's the hacker working on the case, but he's also related to the case.
I have no idea what was going on. Yeah, I kind of just dropped it. I was like, whatever. I'm not here for that plot. I'm here for the plot of the romance / obsessed man. Anyways, things happen, and she locks eyes with him, and she's like, holy shit, he's hot. And he's like, holy shit, she's beautiful. That's it for me. And he starts at that moment to look at her social media. Like he hacks into all of her accounts. He hacks into whatever he can of her. He finds where the party's happening because he's like, I'm going. Things happen. She goes to the party with her friend. He also goes, but before he goes, he buys a mask. And it's just a scarecrow mask. Nothing intense happens the first night. He's more so trying to find out who this Jonah guy is that she mentioned. And he obviously finds out through her social media that that's her ex that she still fucks. So our girl, what's her name? Cara, she's very like...
Wait, Carving for Cara? Is he gonna carve up that guy? Oh, he so is. You can't see her face, but
yeah,
that guy is dead.
So, they go to the party. Her friend goes off with the guy that she wants to meet. She's kind of stuck there by herself, but our guy Rhett is watching her, and he's like, all right, what is she up to? But then he sees Jonah, and then Jonah and her go upstairs, and he follows, and then he sees them, like, you know, doing the deed. And then in that moment, Kara's like, this is awful, and his dick is really small. Um,
Isn't it her ex though? Like she should have known that.
no, I know, but she just realized that she's like,
Like a sudden epiphany.
Yeah.
Like wait, actually.
yeah, she's like, I actually deserve a lot more. Like, he doesn't even like, he's very lackluster. Like, there's nothing there. And he's just an asshole. And he's just like, yeah, awful guy. So our guy, Rhett, is like, I'm going to take care of it. Like, he's intense. So basically, he's a true psychopath. And like, he thinks everything she wears is for him. Everything that she does is for him. If she like, drops a shoulder, it's for him. If she like, because he obviously not breaks into her house, but he pretends to be the Uber driver and drives them home from the party. And he goes into the house, obviously, and he puts cameras up everywhere. So he also goes into I think it's her bathroom or her bedroom, one of the two. And he finds a pair of panties, and he's like, she left it out there for him to find.
Wow.
Anyways, everything that she does is on purpose for him. And he so basically he steals a car from the party, goes to drop the car back, and he runs into Jonah. He decides to do what he does. Do you want me to tell you what he does?
Yeah.
Okay, so he's like, yeah, I'm gonna put this guy out of his misery because he's never gonna get Cara again, and he's an asshole, and Cara deserves better. Kills him. But he knows that Cara is obsessed with Halloween, and he thinks, why not give her a present? Why not give her something that
why do I know where this is going?
that she would want, So, do you want to know? You want to know right now what he does?
Yes.
He cuts off
His
Jonah's
dick.
head.
Oh.
No, his head. And at first I thought he was gonna like skull fuck, like head fuck him. That's not where this goes. He starts carving his face, plucks out the eyeballs, literally carve the face, carves a smile in the cheeks, tries to hold it up, and he's like, yes, this is perfect. Perfect. So he drives back. This is like the next night. He drives back to Cara's place, places the stinky ass head on her porch, and puts a candle in, and he's like, perfect.
Would it not burn? Question mark.
It just, all I know, he just says it stinks really bad. So maybe it is probably burning.
Yeah, one can only imagine, but because it's not the Bath and Body Works kind of candle.
Next day, he's like, this is the day I claim Cara. And the next day is another party at a corn maze.
Wait, pause. We don't know how she reacts to the head?
She hasn't seen it yet. She's gone to the next party. And he obviously finds out where the party is, and he goes to meet her at the party. But before that, he steals Jonah's masks, because he was wearing, I think it was a jack-o'-lantern, like it was a pumpkin mask, I think. I don't know. Anyways, he takes the mask, so he goes to the party, and Cara is thinking, oh my gosh, Jonah's here and he's not leaving her alone, like he's just following her. And so she's like, ugh, it's so annoying. And then she decides, you know what, I'm gonna go pee, and then we'll decide what's gonna happen after. So she decides to go use the washroom, but like the line is obviously really long in the corn maze. So she decides, I'm gonna like go into the corn maze to, relieve herself. And then she sees who she presumes is Jonah coming up, and it's not Jonah, obviously. And he just does what he does and is like, you're mine. So raise up your dress, and things happen. And
Wait, at that point, she knows it's not.
She realizes, at that point it's not Jonah, because obviously he talks different, he looks different. And so she kind of like feels like she has to do what he tells her. And it's like, at first you're thinking she's like not consenting to it, but then when you get to her POV, she's like, she is conflicted because she hates that she's getting really, really like aroused by everything that's going on. But like, she's like, this is really twisted. Anyways, he talks really dirty. Love it. But he also is into degradation. But he also decides to shut her up with a corn. Grabs a cob of corn and bloop, right in the mouth. And then he's like, it's all ready for, it's all lubed up. It's ready to go. So he just starts, fucking her with it. As one does in a corn maze. Whole things happen. And they do it. And it was pretty intense. It was like she was trying to run away. And he's like, you're not running away. And yeah, things happen, and he takes her back to her place because he's like, I have something for you. And she's like, okay, this guy's really weird, but whatever. Let's just go with it. He's really hot. And okay, this is my one gripe with it. So he takes her back to her home, right? And he's really proud about the gift that he's left on her porch. He's like, she's gonna love it. It's like, it so fits her vibe. It so fits her theme. No matter what, like, she's gonna love it, and we're gonna be together forever because, like, this is it for me, and this is definitely it for her. All you get in her POV is, like, she feels the panic set in and, like, the blood drain from her face as she sees Jonah's head. And, like, she turns around, and then that's it. Like, it just ended on a really big cliffhanger, and I'm like, why?
Wait, the whole story ends like that?
Yeah. Like, there's no...
Is it... So it's not a standalone, clearly.
That's the thing. I don't know. I don't think it continues because I can't find anything else on it. So now I'm just confused.
But if it just came out, maybe it just hasn't... Like, maybe the Amazon page has not, like, been updated or something. Did you, like, look up the author on, like, Facebook or something?
So I just looked it up, and it's just... So I think she's releasing... Well, they both are. So it's Dana and Melissa. They're both releasing a full-length Cara and Rhett novel. So I guess maybe they'll, you know, tie it up there. But, like, I was kind of really sad about it because nowhere on reviews or anything like that said it ended in that way. Because I was like, are you serious? Unless I just didn't know how to end it, because realistically, how would you react to something like that, right? So maybe it could have been that, but... It was like, I was so mad about it because I was like, it was actually so good. And then it just like, oh, I forgot to mention. He's a human, sure. But like he got creative too. He also got like a Jacob's ladder. 6 rings.
Oh.
Yeah. So it was great. You know, 5 out of 5. Execution, performance, all of it was great. I will probably read the full-length book if they give us a complete ending, because I really did enjoy it. And it was dark for so long. I've been looking for, like, a dark romance where, like, you honestly question your morals going into it and coming out of it. You're like, how did I like that? And I haven't read one like that. They're usually so scared to do half the stuff they did in this. And I was like, finally. Yeah, like, there's no rationalization. Like, he's not, like... you know, secretly a good guy. He's Rhett. That's who he is. That's what he does. Like, for this one girl, he'll do whatever he can do. And I really liked that. I haven't read a dark romance like that in a long time.
And you know what? Extra points, because the one thing I do remember about last year's Hoe-lloween, I was gonna say Holomiss again, Hoe-lloween, is I read a lot of Scarecrow books. And tell me why the book that's not about a scarecrow has corn fucking, but the books that are about scarecrows do not. And that was the reason I was very disappointed in the scarecrows, is like, where's the corn fucking in these books? So, see, they did it right. And he's not even a scarecrow.
No,
so.
I mean, he dressed as a scarecrow for the first party, but the second one,
I mean, sure, but...
Yeah.
You know. I did think you were gonna say when he started carving shit, I did think you were gonna say he was gonna fuck an eye hole.
That's what I thought was, or like at least his mouth or something.
Because there's a frightening amount of eye hole fucking.
I think he sounded too big for an eye hole, to be honest.
In this world. So, but, you know, apparently he was not interested in that. Which...
No, he was interested in, he's a giver. He wanted to give her a present.
Yes. FBI, if you're listening to this.
I'm not actually condoning murder, okay? And, like, body mutilation.
He was
not.
A giver.
But in this moment, in this story, he just wanted her to be happy and wanted to celebrate her favorite holiday with her.
Sure. Yes, exactly.
I remember reading it and I was like, are you serious? This is what's happening right now? Fun times.
All right. So that was it?
That was it. That it really ended on a bang.
So, I mean, you it sounds like you did enjoy all the books you read, though.
More or less,
like
yeah. I would say I enjoyed I enjoyed them. I think the CM Nascosta book, I enjoyed it a bit less because I was more so confused about the characters.
Well, the second one, you mean, in the bundle.
Yeah. No, but then it also made me confused about the first one, right? Because I'm like, are they same characters? Are they
True.
not the same characters? And I don't know. It was confusion abound for that story, but I still enjoyed the first one a lot. And even like the intimate scenes in the second story, I did enjoy it. I just, like I said, confusion.
All right, but still not bad.
Yeah.
So we'll take it. All right. Well, I mean, hopefully you got something. You found something to read and all of that. Most likely from her list, not mine.
I feel like I have something for everyone on my list.
Yeah, no, but I mean, yeah, it's very varied. So good for you. You did kind of pick aliens, horsemen, grim reapers, psychopaths.
Yeah.
Good. All right. So, what do I usually say? To be fair, I was scared we weren't gonna know how to do this anymore, and I feel like after an hour and a half, we didn't do too bad. It's kind of like riding a bike. After a little while, you never forget how to do it, I guess.
Yeah.
However, I did forget the outro, so.
I think you can find us.
Right. Do I remember our social media? This is the question. You can find us online, of course, if you want to leave us a message, an email, or whatnot. Our Gmail is romancingthemonsterspodcast@gmail.com, I believe. I mean, obviously, everything's listed below, so if I'm wrong about something, definitely double check. Twitter is the RTM pod. Instagram is Romancing the Monsters Podcast.
I think Romancing the Monster. Yeah. Sorry, I'm confused.
TikTok, not worth mentioning.
Shut up.
That boat has sailed.
No. We will get back on that boat. That boat is coming back around sometime soon.
No,
I just don't know the schedule of this boat.
The boat is at the bottom of the ocean.
No, boat is coming around, but I don't know the schedule.
And so yeah, so if you want to, shoot us a message, go on there. As for me, I mean, to be honest, I kind of don't even feel like I should mention my Twitter anymore because it kind of became
80s.
Yeah, so nobody's interested in that. But I mean, you can find me on Instagram, I guess. Foes and Lovers still. So there's that. But again, I'm in the slump right now, so even that is not very interesting. I don't recommend following me, to be honest.
Gosh.
I even recommend unfollowing me.
Oh my gosh, no.
I am the most obnoxious person now. So.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
All right.
What about you?
And you can find me, Seff, on both Instagram and Twitter @Pros with Wolves.
I feel like we forgot something because this feels a little empty.
Well, S usually, closes out too.
Oh no, but we say you can leave us a review.
Oh, right, yes.
I mean, actually don't. Maybe wait.
Yeah, you got
We just made her comeback.
Yeah.
Maybe wait.
Give us a few episodes. We'll, then after we'll.
To get used to it and
Yeah.
Yeah, don't rate us just yet.
Especially not with this episode. I'm sorry.
Yeah, right. Right. Or, you could very well be like, 1 star, where the fuck have you been? Legit.
Yeah,
like
that's
I
valid.
Can't argue with that.
Yeah.
So just don't. Okay, forget we can be rated and reviewed right now. Alright, so see you at some point. Cannot tell you when. But we do, obviously want to keep going. However, actually, have you heard anything about prejudice?
I've seen, nothing confirmed, but I'm seeing December.
Okay.
But nothing confirmed solid.
Well, I was gonna say, we're gonna try and do a movie at some point.
Yeah.
It might be without me, it might be with me, I do not know.
No, you need to, okay, so the movie that I'm trying to get S and March to read, is Crimson Peak. They have not seen it, and they need to see it.
Has S not seen it?
I don't think she has.
Oh.
Yeah, so I just think it's right up all of our alleys. It's one of my favorite movies.
I mean, I do want to watch it. Do I have time? I'm a busy girl, okay?
That's fair. That is fair.
Unfortunately. But yeah. Anyways, My mic is falling.
Your mic is like, I'm tired, sis. I've been around for too long, unused, and now you use me for almost 2 hours.
Right. The mic went. Anyways, so that's that. Again, all this to say, I don't know when we'll be back, but we will. Look forward to that, I guess. And until then, see ya.
Bye.